But she has access to me anytime. She knows that.
She's been through many issues. Can you talk with us about her physical health?
Her back and her spinal complications resulted from energetic forces within trying to come to the surface and erupt and translate into the physical. However, they were being suppressed by the pain and the trauma and the emotional baggage you've been through. And that weight becomes very heavy if it's not dealt with. And when there's so many layers and so many layers of pain as there were at that time, it's hard to believe. It's when you're in that state, it's hard to believe that you're going to make it out of it, for one, but also that it's hard to see beyond what's right in front of you. It would be the easiest way to put it. And when the spirit and the soul are trying to awaken and the energy begins to move through the spine and it's being suppressed, there was a lot of medication was on at this time too, and that was suppressing the energy. And felt very lost. She was very lost in terms of where she felt she was supposed to be on her path. And that energy is just too much. And it manifested in the spine. So, as worked through things and had greater desire to release, because this life that she's living is about a lot of releasing, so that she and humanity doesn't have to carry so much weight. And that's part of the process. That's part of life. That's part of how it works. But it's in this release. That the strength to rectify the situation came. However, just because one has a surgery doesn't necessarily fix things energetically always, because we're working on two different planes. So on the physical, it kind of moved that energy around. The energy was already moving, but almost as if it was trapped. Pushed up more, and some of the energy moves up and some just gets stuck. And this stuckness and this the word would be stiffness creates issues, and that creates the GI issues. So that in combination with more that needs to be released, it's more, it's misplaced. It's not that it's wrong, it's more, it's misplaced. And through time, that energy has been dispersing into the appropriate place. It's all an exchange. We're exchanging energy in our bodies and with each other on earth. That's an exchange. And when the energy gets trapped, that creates the problems. So, yeah.
How can she remove all of the problems and have complete healing?
All she really needs to do is ask. I mean,
what's the best way?
She has to believe that it'll be done. When one's been sick for a long time, it's very easy to believe that this is your destiny, or that there's no way out of this, or that change is impossible. But let me tell you that over the past few years, I realized that she can be better. And once she started believing that it was even possible and feeling better, everything else began to change around her as well. So just because we're dealing with another issue now doesn't mean that it's destined to be forever. And we just need to remind her of that.
What's the best way for her to ask for a body scan and a healing?
Just be open. Lay down. Be open. Establish connection. Establish connection to Source, to the universe, to the space in between, to me, and feel those densities, any and all, seen and unseen, floating away. Bowing up. It's also a visualization exercise or a better way to say, it's visualization is important, because this whole construct is imagination. This whole construct, we are all living in imagination, in our own imagination. So visualization is very important, especially now energetically. It's important to visualize the desired outcome and the health and the body free of any conflicting energies floating up. Seeing them float up, becoming light as in lighter weight, but also light as in light, becoming light in all senses of becoming light in all senses of the word. Purified, cleansed, whole, and unafraid. It's nothing knows that once you know you're whole, nothing can penetrate you on that frequency, and we're whole, we're unabridged, no bounds.
What is our purpose?
Purpose is unique to each individual, each entity. Just because one's purpose may seem large or small or monumental, or doesn't mean another purpose is any more or less. Her purpose is to bring her heart to this world, to earth. It is to fully open the heart, because that heart when that heart emits, that heart emits power. That heart emits love. And that heart emits frequency and energy that this world needs right now. The heart connection is very big. Needs to realize, and she will, realize that it is her creative, her unique creativity that will help her to push, help her to push the mind and the consciousness of humanity forward. And that occurs both by, in an inner fashion, by being in her authentic creativity, her that element, in that element, her energy is magnetic and contagious and warm, and that energy is also full of information. So when it is within that creativity, she's emitting this energetic frequency that is contagious to other people. And that's the inner fashion. The second, the overt fashion, can become comfortable sharing her creativity as well, because the nature of energy, as I was speaking about before, is exchange. And when she shares something she created, whether it be written, whether it be drawn, whether it be music, whatever form it may be. It could be a paper airplane that is unique. Whatever is creating in that moment, when she shares, that energy is also magnetic, contagious, and forward moving. And in return, she will receive the warmth and that fulfillment. It's an exchange. This life is not only work and a mission, but it's experience as well. And needs to feel that fulfillment because she has so many so many things to offer. So when she is in her creative space, she's beaming. And when she's sharing, she's also receiving. And it's that art that works internally and externally, and that is where her purpose lies. She needs to be patient with herself, and she needs to realize, she has to realize the blossoming in her own flower. This incarnation has been filled with challenge. And she knew this, and it's just how it is. But because she's experienced a lot of things and a lot of adversity, judgment, patience for self, and compassion for self are going to plug the holes that she feels she has.
She asks, how can she trust herself more and judge less?
She's further along into that process than she gives herself credit for. She's trusted herself a lot lately, and there's been a stark change in her frequency because of this. This is also where compassion comes in. Those judgmental thoughts that she would feel plague her, or when the mind goes on autopilot, is another issue that she feels she struggles with. And compassion, filling those judgments with love, wrapping those judgments in love. When those thoughts come to the mind, not only feel compassion for self, but she can visualize the thought being wrapped in love. That will help.
She speaks about her focus and her energy and asks, what can she do to focus her energy, to follow through?
She has access to that anytime. this issue is more of a mental cycle in that there's a struggle with focus or concentration, and then there becomes a fear of the struggle with focus, to focus and concentrate, and then that fear cycles and they feed off of each other, and that fear, rectifying the fear will rectify the problem. So it's more about changing the belief that she has an issue with focus and with concentration, and altering the belief will translate physically. And for much of her work has been about altering beliefs. So she knows that it will translate physically. And letting go of the decision that she can't focus or she can't concentrate. She can. As I speak, I know you felt the release in your stomach, in your solar plexus area. It was like a block lodged, and it shot out. So the sensation, you felt the sensation. You felt the sensation. The important part now is to fill this area with love and with positive beliefs around the issues you are struggling with. For example, positive beliefs around focus and concentration, as if those issues never existed. When something is removed, there's space. And that space must be nurtured and cared for and protected. You've been trying to nurture and care for and protect your stomach for so long now, and I know you're exhausted with that and tired of bothering with it. Now, nurture, care for, and protect the space inside on an energetic level, which means work in your mind. Fill that space with love, and don't be afraid now to take action because action will reinforce and make things habitual in that area. We just don't want to fill the space with the same issue as prior. So let the beliefs fall away. And nurture the area with love. And I'm going to release the heart center, work on the heart center, as also struggles with shoulder tension. And although she doesn't qualify it as pain, since her surgery, it's a lot of tension, and carrying that tension can sometimes feel like pain, or of the same magnitude. So we're going to release this as well. And just let go.
Is it appropriate to do a body scan and a healing also at this time?
Yes. I am scanning the body energetically. The chakras. Cleansing and releasing the energies. So these she will feel later. It is done.
Thank you, we appreciate that.
I'm going to help defragment her mind. And we did this in the body scan as well, clear, but allowing the left and the right sides of the brain to merge and become one, allowing the heart and the mind to work and become one in unison, allowing these systems to go back to what you may refer to as 0 point, united. This is removing the feeling of fragmentation. And to pull down the information, that it is seeking. She just has to match the frequency and continuing her sun gazing will be helpful. Going to the space in between, practicing visualization and becoming stronger. Now that the blocks of focus and concentration are removed, finding passion in focus and concentration and doing things she was unable or felt unable to do before. She will feel more connected and more integrated and less scattered, if you will.
Is there anything she can know about cosmic origin, past lives, and how do these affect her tendencies now?
She will know very soon. She will have greater connection with her cosmic family. And as that clarity ensues, she'll remember.
Can you tell her more about her cosmic family?
Sometimes feels like she's all alone because as a human individual, she spends a lot of time alone. But she's not alone. She's never alone. And she forgets this. There is unconditional love all around her, support, assistance, energy, whatever at any given moment she may feel she is lacking. This is illusion. This is illusion.
She asks what is to come next on Earth, and how can she help others become a beacon of light as we transition.
Well, it's going to be very interesting. So different from what humanity is used to. There will be a sense of shock and disbelief. But when certain things are brought to light on this light spectrum that we are seeing now, it will be undeniable, and humanity will have the choice or to accept it or to run from it. And those who run from the revelations and the truths will experience issues and illness such as like mental illness, like a break from reality, because this is a time of great change, great change, great transition. And those who accept it and can learn to breathe and adapt and open their minds. The best way to live is like an empty vessel. Open mind. Because the minute you think you know everything is the minute that your growth is stunted. So there's going to be a lot of shock and disbelief, and in a general kind of shattering of reality, shattering the reality of what many people on earth believe is reality is not reality. And as these things come to light, as that which has been in darkness comes to light, we have to shift. Humanity has to shift with where we're going. This was all, and realize as well that they are creating that which is coming as well. Realize that life is not so far out of reach. There will be a lot of trying times and a lot of things that humanity has not been exposed to. A lot of new concepts, new ideas, new paradigms, new life forms, just so many different things. And those who can see that those who can accept change, those who are trying to keep themselves in the best of health, in eating well, watching what you're ingesting. Doing things generally to raise your frequency. This is just so important right now, because the most important thing that humans need to do right now is hold on to themselves, or else they're going to get lost in the current of things. A strong foundation, building your vessel strong physically, mentally, spiritually, and unity. Togetherness, the release of layers and filters and stereotypes and the illusion of duality among what makes people different from each other. This great illusion. Releasing this will allow, releasing these prejudices and these qualities will allow this unity. It's because it's time for unity consciousness. And there is so much coming. And those who look at it as positive change, those who use the lens of positivity and see it for much needed change. Change is not always pretty. Change takes destruction. Change takes chaos. Because from that you have to kind of take down an old foundation to start a new one appropriately. So this is not bad, this is good. It may look like the world is falling apart at times, but this is transition. This is higher consciousness. This is really big and much needed. And hold on to yourself through this time. Build a strong vessel.
Is this the battle they spoke of in all the ancient texts about the battle between good and evil?
It is like duality playing itself out. For example, each opposite pole you may call good and evil. Each opposite opposing pole you will see playing out in extremes right now and in the time to come, until there until there can be balance in new life.
I mean balance to where we see there is no differences.
Correct. And that's natural. Back to the separation is the illusion. Separation is the illusion. The duality. Duality serves a very important purpose here, and it is to teach us lessons, to teach people lessons about themselves.
So does that mean that when the duality is gone, there won't be any more lessons?
There will be creation. There will be, I think there will always be lessons. But there will be so much creation. We're moving into a very fertile time. And I mean that in so many different senses of that adjective. So many things will be born. So much art, so much technology, so much solutions, health. Humanity is going to realize the power they have to heal themselves and the power nature has to heal, as opposed to using these many things that can be poisonous to the body. It's going to be a time of great creation and birth and realization, just greater realization and awareness. It's time to become lighter, and it's time for this shift to occur.
Is there anything you need to do specifically for these times?
It's important to be prepared in all aspects. It all starts mentally. When you know it's coming, you don't fear it. And when you know that it's happening for a greater reason, and you know that there's a greater orchestration here at play, we're not just living robotically every day. without a purpose or when a human is moving through life with no realization of a greater connection, that they're part of something much greater, that they're when a human being is in that space, it's almost robotic. It's almost not truly living. It's just doing. It's time to. It's time. It's time to live, be aware, and take care of the vessel. Take care of your vessel. Take care of your mind. Take care of your spirit. Take care spiritually, mentally and physically. There's preparation on all levels that is very important, and it's only going to benefit you, but also for people to know that this is divine orchestration. This is going to happen the way it's supposed to happen. And you know, if you are here with a purpose, and you're going to be right where you need to be, doing what you need to do, as long as you're taking care of yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually. And one thing that is very important is balance, because this is about being balanced as well.
Thank you, we appreciate that.
Can start to find her tribe. It's important to be connected while you're in human form, because everyone wants that and craves that. And when you are strong within yourself, then connection is a beautiful thing and an important thing. And the more that it branches out and gives herself a chance to connect with others, she's going to feel fulfilled on many levels as well. And a lot of these excess judgments, the more that she integrates herself as well, they're just going to disappear. There's love all around. There's love and there's warmth and there's protection. She's being protected by family and by cosmic forces, and she is loved. She is not alone. And any time that she feels alone, she can put her hands on her heart and just feel that love, because it is all around her. And it's very beautiful to her, that feeling that love, and she just needs to remember that. And she will, but she can tap into that anytime, and that frequency is so empowering, and that frequency of that love, that very same love that is encompassing her and protecting her, that is the same frequency that can move mountains. That love can do so much. So she just needs to remember that it's there, because it's always there.
Do you have a message for humanity?
Now is a very important time to know thyself, take care of thyself, take care of your vessel, take care of your surroundings, be aware of your surroundings. It's never been more important to know yourself. So whatever you have to do to face that inner essence in its entirety, do it. You are only fearing yourself if you are fearing at a grave level externally. When you become one with yourself, you will become one with all. And when you are balanced within self, you are balanced externally. As within, so without. So know thyself on every level possible. And once you become familiar with your essence and your elements and the magic that makes you up, embrace your authenticity. Hold on to who you are. Tap into your passion. Now is a very important time to connect with that which feeds you, that which you can therefore feed the world by, and maintain a healthy exchange in that form. It's never been more important to do the things that you love, because doing the things that you don't love and going against your own grain right now will eventually begin to self-destruct yourself. So it's very important to know thyself, and very important to be true to self. And if you don't like something about self, change it. Or accept it and love it. But hold on to who you are. And know who you are on every level. Because in knowing self, you will know the greater the greater universe. You will know your source when you know yourself. You really can't understand anything externally until you understand yourself internally. Because everything begins in the mind. Be heart-centered right now. But get right with yourself. It's very important for people to discover and, more importantly, remember.
Is there anything we forgot to talk with you about today?
We filled in a lot of pieces today. Just for to remember patience with herself, compassion with herself, that love around her helps connect to those things within her. So the love that she has surrounding her all the time is magnetic to those, that compassion and that patience for herself and her path and her progress and her journey. And when she taps into that patience and that compassion for self, for that judgmental thinking and the ruminating and all of that, that will explode the love around her. That will attract and just explode, and really emanate that love to where she can feel it and others will feel it. So, very important. But for her to give herself permission to experience this is not only you're here to enjoy as well, you're here to experience, you're here to know, just to learn, to feel what it feels like to be you. So don't get lost in where you think you're supposed to be. Get lost in the experience. Melt into the now. You're right where you're supposed to be. Stop chasing don't try to have gratitude and contentment and acceptance for where you are. Give reverence to everything you've come from and gone through. Respect yourself for how far you've come. Don't chase ahead or else you're going to miss the now. You're right where you're supposed to be. Just melt into it. Thank you for allowing me to connect to her inner space in this form. It will be very beneficial to her.
Thank you so very much for coming to talk with us today.
Thank you.
Is there anything or any messages you have for us personally today? Anything we can do to make our sessions better or to help more people?
You are doing the work that humanity so desperately needs right now. Just continue doing this work. This is from this perspective, it is so beautiful to see. And we're grateful. This is something to be beautiful. Thank you. This is exactly what will help heal the wounds of human existence.
Would it be appropriate to publish these sessions like this?
Yes.
We thoroughly appreciate you coming to talk with us today.